Hi, just a short clip about my my sharpening jig and brazing carbide. Along with my 9x20 lathe, I got a bucket of a pill bottle of carbide. Now, I got excited about that. I decided to take one of these little half-inch square jobs. This is a piece of half-inch, and I cut it off a 4-inch bar, so it's kind of rough. But anyways, I use my jig. I talked about my jig before. This is to help grind tool bits. Now I clamped this in here once, and there you go. I've got a half-ass milling machine made up of a Chinese drill press, and well, there you go. What I did with this one to build some rake into it, I mounted the bar on an angle in my drill press milling machine and ground in a rake. And I thought this might be handy to play with. Anyways, I took a piece of brass shim. I don't know if you can see it on this side if you look careful. The brass was a little flat piece. I brushed on some flux and stuck the half-inch or the brass shim stock in place, and a little more flux, and then put the carbide on top. Now, like I said, this was a square piece. Anyways, with the rake built in, the carbide just laid on an angle, and when the flux warmed up and got liquid, the carbide just lay back against the shoulder I had milled into this bar. So anyways, you can see the angle. This is all one setting. I had the table on the grinder lined up with the axle on the grinder, so I didn't move the table around. It's got a built-in relief, which might be excessive, but that can be changed. And then I just went to work on it, and believe me, this takes a hell of a lot of grinding to make a square into a rounded point. But the big advantage of this jig is I can grind until the aluminum starts feeling warm, and then I know that the carbide end is pretty damn hot. So I just set it aside till it all cools off, and go back at it. So we'll see how it goes, but it took quite a lot. It takes a lot of heat to braze, and all I've got's a propane torch with a rosebud on it. Once I lit the rosebud, it doesn't take long at all to heat the end of this bar up to red heat, and melt that carbide right down in it. Just you could see the brass liquefy and flash around as soon as it reached the right temperature. No worrying about trying to apply a rod and sweat it in place. The brass shim stock, I think it was 10 or 12 thousandths thick, but it doesn't have to be that thick. It's whatever you have on hand. It would be worth having some brass shim stock for little jobs like this. But anyways, I just thought I'd tell you what's going on. You guys are having fun on this Memorial Day weekend? I worked for many years, so I don't feel bad about sitting home on a Labor Day weekend. Have a good day.